What is going on, guys? Welcome back, Buzzer2Buzzer. Hey guys, welcome back to another Uncut Talk episode where we're talking weekly, doing a live stream with you guys. Thank you so much for coming out today. And today we have had a bunch of action going down in the sports world. From last week, the NFL free agency period going up. We've made a bunch of videos talking about multiple things which have gone down. And you guys can check those out on our channel, which can be found in the previous couple of videos from Allen Robinson's situation to Dak Prescott. A lot of stuff unfolded as well. But today, guys, we know what went down. NBA trade deadline was nearing the end, and my, we saw a bunch of deals go down concerning our team, the Chicago Bulls, to other teams, some notable trades going down as well, which we look forward to talking about today with you guys. So once again, thanks for coming on. If you are not already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have passed 1,000 subscribers, and let's keep on making some way. So now let's get to talking about the first thing which went down today, guys. That obviously being this morning we woke up, we found out the news that our hometown team, the Chicago Bulls, we're getting a new center. That, of course, being Nikola Vucevic coming to the Chicago Bulls. We're losing Wendell Carter Jr., the man we started to develop at least. He is going away, but in comes a man who is averaging 24, 11, and 7. Let's get our fresh thoughts on the situation going down.
I think this was a good move by Arturis, the GM. I think he helps us in an area we need. We need rim protection. And I also think you need a second scorer after Zach LaVine. We've never had a consistent scorer after Zach LaVine, someone who can take the shot at the end of the game. And I think this is a great 1-2 punch. And I think this makes the Bears a contender, for the 4 or 5 seed in the East.
Yeah, I mean, this is I feel like ever since that whole Jimmy Butler trade, the Bulls haven't made a lot of good decisions with their management, their players. But this is definitely a good decision. I support. I think this is a good move, like Arian said. Nikola Vucevic, I think he's you can say he's top 5 center in the league, and the Bulls are in badly need of that position. Other than Lauri Markkanen, I really don't we don't have other good big man. So having a big man like Nikola Vucevic is really helpful for our team.
The trade's good, but thus far, the Bills' defensive rating efficiency, last time I checked, they were ranked 17 in defensive efficiency. And so Nikola Vucevic, he's not amazing defender. Obviously, he's a center. He's better than Wendell Carter Jr., but he's not the defensive guy we need. We have Zach LaVine on offense. We have Vooch, obviously, adding to that. And it creates lanes that Kobe White and Zach LaVine didn't have as options before on the offensive side of the ball. So definitely we'll be bolstering the offense. The question is, how are they going to fit in Patrick Williams, Lauri Markkanen, who, again, isn't that big of a defensive impact. We know what Patrick Williams has the potential to be, a Kawhi-like defensive player. So can Vooch somehow be fit into their scheme to be a defensive player? We didn't see him do much of that. Obviously, he was the number 1 guy in Orlando. He's doing a lot of scoring. But if he can be a much better defender than he was in Orlando, or at least if he's asked to, he can step up to it, I think this Bulls team actually benefits. If the offense gets a little bit better but the defense doesn't improve, I don't see this trade being that big of a benefit and not being worth 2 first-round picks. So I think if this leads to defensive improvement, that's the only way the trade's worth it.
For sure, those 2 first-round picks, along with giving up Wendell Carter Jr., I was a bit surprised off that. But I'm excited for the Bulls. Zach LaVine's been developing a superstar. He is literally the center of that team. He's been balling out. He was an all-star this year as well, along with Al-Farouq Aminu coming into the team. I'm not sure about how well, though, the Lauri Markkanen and Nikola Vucevic combination is going to go. They're 2 big men. I'm not sure the front court, how well it's going to be meshing together. We might see Lauri Markkanen as a result being dealt somewhere else in the coming days. You never know what happens with him. But I'm excited. Right now that the Bulls are in the 9th seed, we got potential to make the playoffs. But the question now becomes, we paid a heavy price, for Nikola Vucevic, giving up 2 first-round picks in the future where NBA.
Hold on. Rick, I don't want you to say no we. There is no we with you in this. There is no we. Go sit with your Los Angeles Lakers.
Exactly what I was thinking.
With your injured LeBron James, your injured Anthony Davis, about to get swept in the second round by the Clippers.
Okay, all right.
Lakers.
We'll pull up the receipts. Wow. Okay, you keep on saying that harsh. Today, what's the date? March 25th, saying the Lakers are gonna get swept in the second round. Yeah, that the only. I don't even say this, but I guess the Bulls are going to get swept in the first round.
Harsh is exactly wrong. The Lakers aren't going to get swept in the second round. They're not even going to make the playoffs this year.
Oh, wow.
When we started Buzzer2Buzzer, there was a segment called Blasphemy or Not. This is 100% blasphemy being spewed. by Harsh and Aryan right here. But in all honesty, the Bulls way overpaid for Nikola Vucevic and Farouk Aminu. I feel like why are they doing this? To make the playoffs? To be an 8th round exit? The first round exit as an 8th seed? Doesn't really make sense. I'm not sure why they gave up a young and developing starter like Wendell Carter. What's the furthest we can see the Bulls going this upcoming playoffs?
I wouldn't say it's a lot. I think, okay, 2 first-round picks. They're both top 4 projected. If the Bulls are on the trajectory this season to get where they are, sure, the pick turns into maybe 16th, 17th pick. Is definitely not going to be a lottery pick if they make the playoffs, which is more than likely now with the addition of the second round. They're a fringe playoff team right now at a play-in spot. So with the addition of Vucevic, we know they're going to get better and get at least a 6th or 5th seed. And so moving past that, right, you get a 20th pick. And in the NBA, right, those late-round picks aren't really worth much. In past years' drafts, we've seen that these drafts aren't deep. Patrick Williams went 4th. He obviously wasn't that big of a prospect. Obviously, he turned out great. But, this year's draft class, sure, it's deep. But still, it doesn't extend past the top 10 picks. And so for the Orlando Magic, right, and it's top 4 protected. So even if one of those picks is, really high in the lottery, it comes back to the Bulls. So they're not giving up that much because, then again, if you're a good team in the NBA, first-round picks really don't mean anything.
Adding on to that, I think the Bulls just wanted a developed player from the start. I think they were looking at more short-term results. Obviously, Nikola Vucevic, like I said earlier, top 5 center in the league, in my opinion. And I think that they wanted results this season. I think Billy Donovan also wanted to prove something his first year as head coach for the Bulls. So I think that the whole coaching staff, too, they had to prove something. They had to get a big-name player, and they did. And I feel like giving up 2 first-rounders, that's fine with me. So I don't know if they give up too much, like Art said.
Honestly, I think the most important move they made today, besides obviously Vooch, is trading for Daniel Theis. There was a trade earlier to send Chandler Hutchinson and Daniel Gafford to the Wizards. In return, we got Mo Wagner and another player, and we sent Mo Wagner to the Celtics for Daniel Theis. I think he adds that defensive stability we need at the center position. I think he is going to have a major impact after Vooch.
And we got more people coming on. And guys, thanks for coming in. All Mets production asking us about the Warriors and their poor performance in the trade deadline. Yeah, they sent Marquise Chris away for not even sure who and some cash considerations. So the Warriors not making some big moves, which is interesting. Yeah, all the guys are random from Korea. I think that sums up the moves that they made. And before we, get to the biggest move of the day, how about we take a quick moment to talk about the move we sent away Aryan's second love, maybe the Clippers? That would be Lou Williams. Lou Williams going to the Atlanta Hawks, guys. It's a bit of an interesting move. Lou Will going to the Atlanta Hawks, and in turn, we are seeing
Rajon
Rondo.
Yeah, exactly. Playoff Rajon Rondo coming in. Now, guys, is this an interesting move considering that Rajon Rondo's been out for a considerable amount of the season? Aryan, what's your thoughts?
Well, it's sad to see Lou Williams go, but he just wasn't playing good this season. He was only averaging 12 points. He's 34 years old. I mean, he's at the down end of his career. And, he just wasn't fitting in that offense that they were playing. The real thing that the Clippers needed was someone to run the offense. So, as good as Kawhi and Paul George are, they're not good enough to carry the ball up. I think Rajon Rondo can now officiate the offense. He in short, can play the role that LeBron plays. Obviously, he's not going to be as good, but he can distribute the ball well. He can make players get their shots. And I think this is going to really help the Clippers on the offensive side of the ball.
I think it's more of a position like move too. Like obviously, when you think of players who kind of control the court and make important decisions on the court, it's usually the point guard. And like you said, Arden, Kawhi and PG can't handle that responsibility. We saw what happened last year in the playoffs with them choking. So they need a person who can like facilitate. They need a person who can make good plays. And I think even though Rondo's on his prime, I think he's still a pretty good fit, or I think he will be a good fit with the Clippers.
And defensively, Rajon Rondo, he's known a lot for his offensive playmaking, but he's a very good defensive player too. He's able to stop point guards. And really, for the Clippers, they didn't have anyone at the point guard position before Rajon Rondo here. So he really adds that boost to their starting lineup. And he's a guy who's been there. He's been in the finals. He was there last year. He was there in 2008 with the Celtics. So he knows what it's like. He knows how to get down the stretch. And I think it's a great addition to their playoff depth.
For sure. I'm excited to see Rajon Rondo. It's sort of interesting to see how Rajon Rondo from the Lakers going to the Clippers and Montrezl Harrell from the Clippers to the Lakers, that swap happening. But I'm excited to see Rajon Rondo play, but I'm not sure how big an impact he will have, considering he was out for a long time this whole season with the Hawks. And now moving on towards more trades, which went down today. More people coming in. as well. Thank you guys for coming in. Let's talk about the trade which went down with JJ Redick, guys. JJ Redick going to the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks adding a key piece. JJ Redick, guys, he's a veteran shooter. Our thoughts on the Mavs? Did this boost their playoff chances?
I don't know about boosting playoff chances, but I definitely think this was a move they needed. They desperately needed someone to take the pressure off Luka. And, Kristaps has been playing well, but he hasn't been playing up to their expectations. And I think, to surround Luka with shooters basically around him, sort of how you do with LeBron, is a way to take the pressure off Luka. And, I'm not sure if it'll help them make a push deep into the playoffs, but I definitely know that he'll be a great addition to that offense.
We got more people coming in. Glitch Grade saying, will you guys let us talk? So we're going to be doing a bi-weekly type of thing. So Glitch Grade next week, you guys will have the opportunity to come on and talk with us just to keep that novelty going. Pluto, what is up? Coming in. Thanks for coming on as well. But now let's move on towards, guys, the biggest thing which went down today in the NBA trade deadline. It wasn't the Kyle Lowry, the Lakers, Kyle Lowry, the 76ers, last thing. He threw up the deuces. Was he gone? I guess not. The deadline has passed now. But let's talk about the things which did go down. That, of course, being the mastermind, Pat Riley, making a huge splash in the trade deadline. That, of course, being with the Heat, acquiring Victor Oladipo from the Houston Rockets in exchange for Kelly Olynyk and Avery Bradley and a pick swap. Now, guys, sure, Victor Oladipo's coming is a big thing, but I think what we got to note is that Pat Riley made it happen without even giving away Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson, keeping that offensive core. Our thoughts on Victor Oladipo coming here in the Rockets' future?
Well, Victor Oladipo, he's just plain out scorer. And again, how Bam has been playing well this season. Same with Jimmy Butler, but Tyler Hero has been a disappointment to say the least. He's not been shooting well. Obviously we saw in the bubble, he was amazing, and then this, just from 3-point land, he just hasn't been doing well. So I think this was a move to kind of help Jimmy Butler and Bam, take the pressure off of them, and hopefully make a deep playoff run.
I would say the Heat aren't performing, like right now, the Heat aren't performing bad. But looking at their last year's performance going to the finals, I think this year's performance is a bit underwhelming. Right now, I think they're fifth in the East. They're right at 500, 22-22. That's not that good of a record. I also know in mind that the East is not that competitive. So I don't really know their chances right now. I think that what Arian was talking about, Victor Oladipo, adding to that team, he's a pure scorer. He's a great shooter. I think that he'll add a depth to that team that they didn't have before, and maybe they'll have a better record and start playing better offensively.
I don't think the Heat's current record is indicative of how good they are as a team. We saw at the beginning of the season, Jimmy Butler was out for a good portion of the time, and Bam just wasn't playing well. Obviously, they're coming off the bubble. They just played in the finals. They need time. They played longer. The only team that played as long as them is the Lakers. And so for them, they need rest. Jimmy Butler was injured. This team was already around a month before the All-Star break. This team's finally getting back into full form, and they've honestly played amazing since the break. And so to adding Victor Oladipo is adding depth to the shooting guard position. They have Goran Dragic, they have Jimmy Butler, and they have Duncan Robinson. Bam. They just needed a shooting guard. They got that with Victor Oladipo. Obviously, Avery Bradley wasn't getting it done, and Kelly Olynyk really adds nothing on either sides of the ball. And swapping first-round picks is not really giving up anything much for this Miami Heat team. So this is a really good trade for them, and I think they're going to benefit in the long run.
For sure, the Rockets hit an all-time low, I guess you could say. They were on a 20-game losing streak after that Christian Wood injury went down, and it's been quite the mayhem going down for them. But honestly, I'm very excited to see the Miami Heat ball out. I think I'll be sure right now they're in the 5th seed, but I wouldn't be too worried. Like Harsh mentioned, Jimmy Butler out of the 44 games was out for a solid 15 games leading the season. He's going to come out of ball. He knows what's up when the second half of the season rolls around as well. And him and Victor Oladipo, very excited to see that combination roll down. Tyler Hero, sure, he's been sort of in a slump, but I expect all these guys, they have the experience from last year. They know what it takes to make a push, make a movement, and sure, they're the 5th seed right now. I don't see them nearly in the first one or two seeds, but I can for sure see the Heat being the 3rd or 4th seed again like last year and making a deep run. You never know what they got up in their bag. But the Rockets, interesting future. Let's see what happens with them as well now. They are starting from ground zero, it seems like. Pluto asking us, guys, are the Nets winning the championship? Guys, we all know that Kevin Durant is currently still out. Kyrie Irving taking a leave for personal reasons, while James Harden has been carrying the team. Aaron, you and I talked about it, that we got James Harden right now at the number 1 spot for MVP, considering all the injuries that have gone down. Is that enough to put the Nets right now at the forefront?
And I think the biggest question you got to answer is, what do the Nets look like at full strength? I mean, we might have seen maybe 2, 3 games with Kyrie, KD, and James Harden all playing together. I mean, who knows if they'll even be in rhythm when they get into the playoffs. KD hasn't played meaningful basketball in so long. I mean, he had those couple games here and there, but he's been injured for the most part of the season. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see. If if they mesh well together, I think it's a lock. The Nets will win the championship. But if you never know. So I wouldn't say it's a lock as of right now.
I want to see how this team is defensively. Like, we know when they're all three on the court, we know they're going to score up 100 points. They're going to be the best offensive team in the league. I want to see how they play defensively. Are they all able to work together and able to stop defenders like Kawhi, offensive players like Kawhi Leonard, or LeBron James, or Anthony Davis, or even Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler in the playoffs? Joel Embiid having a great year. So defensively, can they match up with these teams and be able to stop them while scoring, the 100, 130 points they do? I mean, they almost lost a game at full strength to Russell Westbrook's Washington Wizards. So defensively, this team needs to figure things out, and they can only do that with all three of them on the court.
Also, considering all this, I think you have to think of the question that does Kevin Durant, when he's out, I think there are a couple. I don't know how many games they played when all three of them were healthy at the same time, but I know that they lost some of the games that they shouldn't. So the real question is, we're always talking about having 3 ball dominant players on the same team. Does Kevin Durant, when he's injured, I don't know, maybe some teams, but I feel like James Harden and Kyrie Irving work better together sometimes when Kevin Durant's not there. And like other teams, like when James Harden's not there, KD and Kyrie, I just feel like maybe 2 of the superstars working together are better than 3, but I don't know. I have to see them all together too.
I mean, that's a good point. For sure, I've noticed throughout the season when they were all playing together, the way that Steve Nash sort of fixated 2 pairs, like James Harden and Kyrie playing together, it seemed almost it was better than the 3 being so much firepower at once. They say too much bang is too much at one time, and I felt like that was way too much happening at one time. I feel like that's Kevin Durant and Kyrie, they're out. That's going to work. If Kyrie or James Harden are together out, that's going to be even better. But in the last couple of minutes in the game, I'm for sure putting all 3 in. Now, as for the championship aspirations, right now the NBA landscape has changed for sure with the injuries going down. Giannis is out for a couple of games. LeBron is out along with Anthony Davis, so hopefully they will be able to get back in as well from the West. But in the East, it's sort of suspicious what's been going on with Kevin Durant. He's been out for a while, but I think we can all agree that the Nets are trying to take the most proper precautions to ensure that when playoff time rolls around, which they know they'll be in for sure, that they can make a deep run because that is what they are hoping for. So the Nets, for sure, it's an interesting situation the NBA is in, seeing this many big marquee names being out. But only time shall tell how they recover. Pluto saying, y'all can stop clowning of you for not getting a haircut. Of you got the fresh cut today, fresh faded out. How's it looking?
Not really what I wanted, but I guess it's better than what I had before. So maybe we'll switch up places. They kind of mess up my haircut, but it's okay. We won't talk about that. But at least you guys can stop clouding on me for my hair.
For you saying Jay-Z Productions, stay quiet. Jay-Z, they want to see you talk, man. We'll give you the opportunity next week. Tune back in, and looks like you say your mic is working. So I don't know if that mic's going to be talking some music you got playing on or your actual voice. So we'll see about that. Jay-Z saying, Avi, you got the haircut from India? Dang, that's some harsh words, my guy.
What if India has some fire cuts? I don't know what he's saying, but there's some baller barbershops in India. You know what I'm saying? So.
Avi went straight to the Uttar Pradesh and got it from there, coming back in a flight. Just landed from 5 minutes ago, right, Avi?
Yeah.
Jay-Z, more questions for Jay-Z coming in. Jay-Z, you are quite the figure in our live streams. How about that? Jay-Z asking around, would you rather meet LeBron James or become president? That is 2 very interesting situations, if I become president, I know LeBron's going to win the ring for the next 10 years in a row. I get to see LeBron coming in the White House the next 10 years. He's going to be there, celebrating LeBron James. Many NBA teams did not celebrate the past 4 years due to the administration at hand. But now I think the Lakers will be coming back in with the current administration. Not sure about that. But if I'm president, LeBron's coming in, we'll make sure he makes a bi-weekly appearance on the news briefings happening down. So that would be a lot of fun. But for sure, I think presidency would be the goal here. We'll find avenues to meet LeBron. Pluto asking us, LeBron James' injury ended his career. Okay, oh my gosh, here we go again, Hamza. Ended his career. How do you guys feel about that? Firstly, it is not a career-ending injury. He's superhuman. He's going to be bounced back in, 2 to 3 weeks. But guys, our thoughts, LeBron is going to be coming out straight out of the gate after this injury.
He's not coming back in 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, it's a high ankle sprain. It's going to, we saw, these are different sports, but Michael Thomas had the same injury in week 1. And never looked the same for the entire year. It's not just an injury you can come back from and be 100% healthy. He's going to be dealing with this through the playoffs if they make the playoffs. And I don't think it ended his career, but it's definitely going to be a tough one for the Lakers to get through.
Forget LeBron and how he's affected, because I feel like he'll bounce back perfectly fine. But I think it's more about how the Lakers do without him and Anthony Davis starting players. Obviously, they're like pretty bad. They don't have great players other than AD and LeBron. So it's a matter of how the record's affected. And the West is super competitive. But keep that in mind too. So you never know. Like Arjen was saying, the Lakers, if they're out long enough, I don't know if the Lakers can make the playoffs.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's talk about the last one right now. That's like okay. The Lakers are 110%. They're gonna
probably will. Yeah, they probably will.
But I think if they're playing Rob Pelinka, they're gonna play the safe move out here, just like what they're doing with KD. Wait a couple minutes. They know they're gonna be in playoffs. LeBron, AD.
I don't know. They're playing the Sixers tonight. I don't know.
If LeBron's probably gonna miss a month, right? I would say probably with the high ankle sprain. That's
Anthony Davis
games.
Isn't evaluated for another week.
So let's just say 16 games without LeBron, and hope maybe 10 games without AD. Can you go 4-12? I doubt they can even go 4-12. So it's going to be a tough one to see because if the other teams in the West are playing good, they might not even qualify for the play-in.
I think for sure, top 6 seed, they'll be there.
The Lakers are only 4.5 games out of the 8th seed ahead of the San Antonio Spurs and 6 games ahead of the Golden State Warriors, which are in the last play-in spot. So I don't think they'll fall that far, but I don't think they'll be 4th by the end of the season.
Yeah, adds more to the storyline for LeBron. Love seeing it. Jay-Z saying, Abhi, would you rather meet Russell Wilson, I'm assuming, or start a new endeavor?
I mean, depends on who's my girlfriend, but obviously meet Russell Wilson. Maybe if it was like, no, we're gonna talk about that. Obviously meet Russell Wilson. 100%.
Alrighty, Maha coming in. I love you guys' podcast, of course. Thank you, Harsh. The thumbs up, always throwing those up. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, Harsh? You tell me. You're multi, Harsh. What's the answer?
I'm asking you right now. This is Rayan. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? How much?
Because the square root of 3/2.
B plus C squared.
B plus C squared deserves an own Buzzer2Buzzer episode, but yes, that is quite the other thing. Maha saying, you guys are technical celebrities now? I guess so. Jay-Z got a question. Arjan. Pluto. Jay-Z, chill. Yeah, Jay-Z, take a quick chill. Oh my God, let's keep it PG out here. Jay-Z saying, you guys choose a college yet? Harsh, coming to Vanderbilt, where are you going?
No, nothing has been chosen yet. No final choosings have been done for me, at least. I don't know. The rest of the guys can fill it in.
I'm committing to Caltech, 25. I'm so excited to get into that college. Just can't wait for my opportunities. California, dream school. So I'm excited.
I'm taking my talents to Harvard University.
South Beach.
Realistically,
you're committing to IU. I mean, U of I, right?
Yeah. UIUC, baby. You know what I'm saying?
UIUC. But, we were thinking about starting our own college, but the plans never really developed in the forefront. We'll see what happens with that. If you guys want to enroll, enrollment rate will be, acceptance rate will be 2.5%. You guys can get in if you would like. We'll see what happens with that. So. Pluto coming in facts of the Lakers like the playoffs because they got nobody on the team. Man, Pluto throwing out some hate against the Lakers, man. The purple and gold, he gets salty man about the last year went down. Oh, you guys still saw it the R and you still got that hatred. He just wants Kawhi to dunk on LeBron. But
but realistically though, what's their starting lineup without LeBron and AD? Like who's playing around? Like your Lakers.
TLC,
what's their starting lineup?
Dennis Schroeder, Montrez, Jared Dudley, Alex Caruso.
Jared Dudley?
We got but the rookie, the second-year rook now, sophomore, Talen Horton-Tucker. He's been developing to go there too.
This reminded me of the 2016 Lakers, bro.
He's gonna carry the Lakers. Talen Horton-Tucker.
I got a lot of faith in Jared Dudley. Not even gonna lie, that man, number 10, when he's on the court, the morale goes 0 to 100 real quick. Got a lot of faith in him.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a position. You got a bunch of it's LeBron, AD, and friends. But don't you worry. When they come back in, it'll be the Lake Show is back on. Jay-Z saying Caltech. Arian, congratulations once again, my guy. That's a huge deal. What? Yeah, Jay-Z. Jay-Z got denied. Oh, dang. Arian might have taken his spot from California Tech. Arian, what made you choose Caltech over the other notable schools you got into, my guy?
Just I got a full ride from there. It was just they wanted me. I wanted to go there, so it was a perfect match.
Well, quite the story. George coming on in. What is up, George? Saying I'll walk on for the QB spot for Buzzer2Buzzer University. Well, with a 2.5% acceptance rate, that QB spot will be very elusive. So I think you and Abi are going to be having a QB showdown. No, who will win that? That'll be the question to see.
No.
What's up, Harsh?
I don't even think Abi's QB1 at this point. I might have to give it to Arian. Arian's been putting on a blazing performance. He's been star-studded. Lasers, dots, and dimes, nothing else. So
I mean, he is Tom Brady, so
yeah.
Yeah, Tom Brownie, we'll call him. But George, you come on in, man. I think we'll get you a full ride, covering housing and expenses, all that too. So look forward to you applying soon. But first, get those assignments done. Pluto saying Rihanna's thinking Kuzma trying to lift this in the finals. Yeah, not thinking Kuzma. I got my hopes. Jared Lee's about to be a team leader. But in all honesty, the next 15 games are going to be tough. But they're not going to be represented to the future. They say you got to go through the adversities to come out on the bright side, and this will be the time of adversity. The Lakers, they're going to go down in a slump. They're not going to win a lot of games in the next 15 games. But when LeBron gets back, this will be a new deal. Jay-Z asking Gore, I'm assuming he's talking about George. George, where are you going? George, have you committed to a college, my guy, as well? Do let us know about that. So the Lakers, y'all going to the NBA, right? Yeah. So, Harsh, tell them about the deal we got going on with the G League.
So, basically, I'll be taking over at the Windy City Bulls as the 7th man off the bench. I'll be starting there. Obviously, I'm going to work my way up, but we'll get there one day. 7th man.
Arian, where are you looking to go?
My sights on basketball have ended. Obviously, if you guys haven't heard, last year I tore my Achilles and ACL on the same leg, and I haven't been the same ever since. But I took a different route. Computer science saved my life, and that's why I got into Caltech.
It was quite the motivational story. Arian, I think you should write a book. Oh wait, there is one. The Switch Up, available on Amazon, guys. Search my name up. Quite the book to read. Arian.
Speaking of injuries, there's someone who actually did get injured, completely redirected. Abi, you want to talk about your experience getting your ankles taken on the field?
Yeah.
all these lies out here, so many false rumors. We've talked about this before. All these people don't know what happened. Only Fire King, that's his name. Fire King knows what happened. He got hyped up by these morons, and then he started saying that he broke my ankles too, but it didn't happen. So after that injury though, I decided to go with my passion for computer science and Python especially. So I started taking those classes, and I just love Python. I love.
He's transformed. He's a transformed man. Just say he went to rehab, came out a better man. Talking about Arian, Daisy, want to see the muscles? Wow, you gonna show them off today?
Not today, man. I haven't worked out today. Today was an off day for me, rest day. So I'll got you next week. On
the contrary, though, Abi, you working out today?
Yeah, later probably.
Yeah. Abi's about to bench 500 today. What's the max you can today?
Warm up, 600.
I know nobody's benching anything after that. We all saw that one dude tear his tech bro.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate.
Larry Wheels, athlete.
Jason got another question, but this time, would you rather for Harsh? Harsh, would you rather meet Joe Biden or make the NBA?
Sleepy Joe.
Harsh,
okay, this is an easy one, right? I'll meet if I make the NBA, right? Obviously, I'm gonna lead my team to the NBA championship in my rookie season, win MVP, Finals MVP. I get to go meet him at the White House. So obviously, NBA is the easy option for sure.
Harsh, what are your thoughts on Joe Biden's immigration policies?
We like to say bipartisan, both sides supporting out here, making the right decision, guys. Make your own choice, vote right, and hopefully the light shall guide you. What about Team Ignite? Team Ignite. I'm not sure about that team, but I'm sure they're going to make quite the name in the G League coming up. My rookie spewing some flame at a BL. Haircut.
Damn, they're flaming me.
Hey,
it's the haircut, dog. It's the haircut,
If anything, come on, give him some respect. Make it accurate.
That haircut, I see what you're saying, but don't worry. Give me 2 weeks, and my hair will look better. I'll look younger.
I could definitely see a B being like a waiter at a restaurant right now. That's what he looks like. Like a high schooler working as a waiter at a restaurant. Like, bringing my fries and ketchup. Like, that's the guy right there. Like, that's a B.
We'll see. A B, grow the hair back out.
I got you. Don't worry.
Right here going on too, if you can.
You know what I'm saying?
And we'll
Check,
see.
please.
We'll see where the check can guide you next. Maha, hey, Arin is better than LeBron. No cap.
Hey,
Okay,
my man Pluto. Hey, much respect to you, my guy. This is he speaks nothing but facts. I mean, we got to have him on the show as a co-host. Maybe. I mean, this guy, he's a preach, man. Just appreciate you.
Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it at that. Okay. Mahaseen, all right, what do you got? What are you talking about? Do Amazon? Yeah, we'll do. We'll get a sponsor deal with Amazon coming soon. Do you think, Ryan, can you dunk? Oh, can I dunk? Harsh. What can we do, man?
Run routes.
Hope.
Run.
Hey, we'll stick to one sport and we'll keep on balling in that. JD saying better than the B? Man, we like to keep the neutral out here. We ball. Some days we win, sometimes we win. Let's talk about NBA.
Actually, this past week, me and Orion have done nothing but win. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to
Out
hear
of our
it.
5 games, we've maybe gone 5-0. So he's on the losing streak right now.
Me and Orion, we're a dynamic duo. We help our locker room. A B is a locker room cancer. We've all known this for a while. I think Fire King can attest to this. This man, he really doesn't help the locker room. He really, puts his teammates down for his bad
They all
throws.
hate him. They all hate him.
There's a negative environment when you play on the B's team, and I think that can really be countered when you play with teammates like me and Orion.
It becomes a toxic culture. Just
Toxic culture.
B represents ideals that are not line up with ours, and just it just doesn't right fit.
That's not championship football.
Can you provide some examples of what those ideals entail?
I don't want to divulge into someone else's dirty laundry, but if a B wants to come out with an apology video, I'll respect him. But yeah, I mean, he knows the stuff he's done. He knows the stuff he's said, and it's hurtful. But
okay. After the live stream, we'll stop at Home Depot, get a new washing machine, clean that laundry out.
B is the type of player where he'll walk out at halftime. He's like that one Bills player that retired at halftime. His team's not winning. He
locker room cancer. Nothing else to say.
Okay, let's keep.
I don't know. Harsh have these weird morals out here. He talking about being a locker room cast. Let's talk about stuff Harsh is talking fast.
All right, let's not pull out any of the history books.
Just jokes. This is just our trash talk when we play football.
Indeed. Avi, you called him a liar? No, Fire King, we believe you, man, 100%. You are quite the legend that day. Remember about a year and a half ago that the events that transpired, my man got carted off looking like, I don't know, some player being carted off that day. Avi still has those horrific nightmares he tells us about every day. Calls me in the morning, Rayan. It's okay. We all get through it for the better. What?
Rayan. He just calls him, goes, Rayan.
Pick up.
Jay-Z saying, Ari, would you rather be Shah
Rukh Khan?
I think Shah Rukh Khan probably, yeah. Or Kawhi Leonard.
No. It doesn't say Shah Rukh Khan. It says Sharks Khan. So we have to answer the question based off that. So Khan usually means king. So who's the king of the Sharks? In your opinion, who's the king of the Sharks? Like on the Sharks. Definitely Mr.
Oh, Mark Cuban.
Who's that? Mr. Wonderful, right?
Mark Cuban.
So would you rather be Mr. Wonderful, or unless you think the king of the Sharks is Mark Cuban? So would you rather be Mark Cuban or Kawhi Leonard?
Mark Cuban for sure, I think. All right, who you got?
I got the best player in the NBA right now, Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, yeah, and that is going to bring us to the end. How about that? Boosh, how you doing? Today, Boosh, you're not going to be doing it, but next week, you guys will have the opportunity to come on. So see you then, my guy. We're going to be wrapping it up soon, guys. So drop those last couple of questions. Jay saying, Rihanna, would you rather play with LeBron or dunk on a B? Been there, done that on a B. So I guess we'll meet LeBron. How about that? Team Ignite in the G League. We'll see about that. Chief Sports Solid Martin. Athar, thanks for coming in. Saying you were studying. Hey, man.
Remember study, kids.
Yeah. If you want studying inspiration, you should go to a B.
A B is quite the studious type of dude. If you need any help with any AP class, you refer to a B. That's the known.
Especially AP Physics.
Especially.
They'll teach you all the tips and tricks.
All the tips and tricks.
He creates his own tips and tricks.
Avi, you should fuck your
I
barber.
was just thinking about it, bro. They messed with my cut. So I'm never going to Great Clips again. I'm telling all of you guys. Ari and around told me to go to Great Clips. I went there so bad. They always mess with my
I don't
hair.
know why you didn't start swinging is the real question. Like you should have just turned around.
I would have, but it was like a pretty old lady, and then I
Oh.
had morals.
Well, one thing for certain, Avi's quite the man of morals. So we'll like just see that go through. Fire King broke Avi's ankles. Man, we're not even doubting it. No need to say it.
You know what? One day in the future, we'll have a debate. We'll bring Fire King on. We'll bring a bunch of eyewitnesses. We'll bring you guys on, and we'll have you guys have your take on what actually happened that day. We'll just have a full like 10 minute live debate on whether or not it actually happened, and we could come to a conclusion on whether or not Abi had his soul taken by Fire King.
For sure. Jay-Z, Rayon Dunk, we'll keep on dunking, man. In the summer, like Archie said, we'll live stream a football game too between the B2B squad and some other friends. We'll show little skills on live display. That'll be fun. Good luck.
That's not happening. Don't listen to him. That is not happening.
It's 100% going now. We'll get the good calls. We'll get a production team come out. Stay tuned for that. Abi, Fire King, man, coming out another allegation. Abi's cancer, bro, walked out on harsh and I 3 times. Abi, gotta stay consistent, man. Come on.
No, I would never walk out on my team. A Fire King out here is locker room cancer. He's been talking.
Trash. I mean, he walked out and go eat vitamin gummies. That type of teammate he is. He prioritizes vitamin gummies over his teammates, and this is what I mean by a locker room.
Well, let me clarify for all the people who have no clue what we're talking about. This is about a game, a phone mobile game we were playing. But
I mean, a game or real life, you got to show up on the field, man. Come on, it's unacceptable.
Yeah, it was a soccer field on the game. Okay, it was a soccer field in the game.
Exactly. Next thing you know, you're not coming to the lives, man. Come on, we got to keep consistent out here. Boosh, how do you ask questions? Boosh, just drop them in the comment. We'll answer them right away. Maha, we are talking to you. What is up? If I had to rank how good y'all are at basketball, number 1, Rayon, number 2, Avi, number 3, Harsh, number 4, Ari the dog.
I think these rankings are incorrect. I would really have Ari at number 2. I mean, his 3-point shot when he's hot, it's like Steph McCray. I agree with the Rayon one to be. I think it was sliding down to 3. We can slide me down to 4, but I think Ari should definitely be at number 2.
Boosh, questions?
All right.
Got some questions for Harsh? Harsh, any comments?
Yeah. Boosh,
Nice.
only for you.
Alrighty. Pluto, Avi, he got some wise words, I guess you could say, for your barber. 4 solid, Lowell and Maha saying elbow cough, and with that elbow cough, hopefully none. We're getting vaccinated.
What's an elbow cough? What does that mean?
Elbow cough?
No, but why is it within, like, what is that? What are those colons? Why is it between 2 colons? Like, is that like supposed to? Oh, whoa! Never mind. On the comment section, it actually has like a cool emoji thing. If you go on YouTube.
Oh, it might be how it's being transmitted. Okay, yeah. Pluto saying, yeah, my number 1. It was a mistake between Rayon and Arian. Yeah, we'll live stream that 1-on-1 as well. And with that going down, guys, we are going to be bringing today's live stream to an end. Thank you to everybody who came out. As always, guys, be sure to like button, subscribe. And, we've passed 1,000 subscribers. Let's keep on making way. Hopefully, you guys are having a good spring break as well. Guys, take care. We'll catch you guys on next week's live stream. See you guys.